Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Liz, with Sneak Peeks Tarot. This here is Taurus's April 2018 reading. If you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're not, please hit the like, hit the alarm, hit the subscribe button so you can get my latest videos at all times. God, I'm tongue twisted. Okay. As always, follow your own intuition in any situation, okay, guys? And if this does not resonate with you, please check your moon and rising signs also. All right? So we're just going to jump in. I have 6 cards laid out for Taurus. I have 6 clarifiers for those 6 cards. And we have an outcome card for you, okay, guys? So we're going to jump into the reading, all right? All right, for my Tauruses, the first card we have here is the 5 of Coins. And the 5 of Coins talks about you going off and doing things on your own. Or maybe you feel like you haven't been getting a little bit of support lately and you just been doing things on your own, you know what I mean? So if vice versa, depending who you are, you either went off to do things on your own or you feel left out in the cold, kind of, you know what I mean? People are doing things without you. All right, so that's the kind of energy you're coming in with right now, Taurus, all right? And, you know, it's okay if you personally decided to go off on your own and work on something for yourself, or just, you know, have a new inspiration, or taking action on a new project, maybe lately doing something for yourself or doing something you want to do. Okay, for some of you that's the case. For others of you, you kind of feel like left out in the cold, like everybody's making plans and you're not being invited, or you're not being, you know, called to come hang out or stuff like that. Like I said, these are general readings, okay? So whatever I see, I'm gonna bring out, whether it's love, money, work, family, friends, okay? So for some of you, you're coming in with the energy of either doing things on your own or being left, you know, off on your own, and that's kind of bothering you, okay? That's the first card we got here. The second card we got for Taurus is the Death card. And the Death card, guys, do not talk about death, okay? It talks about ending negative situations, or it could also talk about dealing with a Scorpio, all right? The Death card is a major arcana for Scorpio, and Scorpions, you know, they're the type that are quiet, but if you really mess with them, they'll sting, okay? So either you're dealing with a Scorpio that left you out, feeling left out in the cold, or you're ending a situation in your life right now that you decided to go and break away from, and, you know, to release those negative things in your life and go off on your own, okay? Regardless, you know, the main thing is you're on your own and you're ending negative situations in your life, okay, guys? The third card we got here is the Wheel. And the Wheel talks about completing a cycle. So yeah, for a lot of you, y'all are walking away from something, ending a negative situation in your life, and closing out that chapter so you can start something new, something fresh. Something, you know, like, giving yourself a chance to do something differently and find your footing in the world, okay? With the Wheel of Fortune, it talks about, you know, moving the karma wheel and doing things that causes the wheel to turn. So it can be something karmatic. Maybe you just ended a karmatic relationship, you know, and with that, you need to take the lessons you learned to move forward in whatever you're trying to proceed in life, okay? So whatever negative situation, learn from that. Learn from whatever recently, either something bad or just uncomfortable towards you had happened. For some of you, moving away from negative situations does move the wheel of karma, because it brings you closer to your things that are best for your higher good, because you're getting away from the stuff that aren't serving you right, okay? And I can see here that you're actually ending a karmatic situation. So that means you have learned a lesson, and if you don't know what that lesson is, you really should understand what happened in the situation you're in, what you walked away from that was negative, that you had to end, and take the lessons you learned from that situation and apply them in your life now. That means that you know what you don't want and you do know what you want, so you need to make sure that you're doing that, okay, guys? Making sure you're following what you need to do in life. Okay, so let's see what we also got here for the next card. Now, don't forget the Wheel is a 10, so that is ending a cycle. All right, so either ways, like I said, it's a 10, you're ending a cycle, you know. I'm sorry, I had to cut my video real quick, so if I repeat myself, I apologize. But the next card we got for Taurus this year is, yes, you're definitely moving away from something, and that shows in the next card. You got to say, the Six of Swords. And these two cards kind of go hand in hand right now, because it's telling you that you're actually moving away from ending a negative situation and you're moving into something more calm or more harmonious for your life. You're kind of taking those priority thoughts right now into how you say, into consideration. And you know, we're ending this negative cycle that you're ending right here. You're actually moving towards something more calmer. It's like you're releasing all the things like that giving you stress lately, or maybe problems, and you're walking away from them. And with the 5 of coins, that's actually what I see, the energy of you walking away, doing things on your own, starting a new project on your own, you know, doing things financially on your own, you know, just basically on your own, not having other people to help you. All right. And that's because you release them. Whoever the person, if you're dealing with a person, for some of you, y'all are dealing with a Scorpio that you released recently. It was a karmatic relationship. And, you know, you're moving towards something more calmer and soothing for you. Not necessarily breaking up, but it can be ending just the problems in a relationship and moving towards something more harmonious between you two. Or it can be an actual breakup and you going off on your own and kind of doing your own thing there. You know what I mean? Trying to start something new, something fresh, getting new inspiration into starting something new. Actually, when I was meditating and shuffling your cards, that the Ace of Wands came out. So that's why I keep saying that. It's like you want to create something new. It's like you want to have inspiration. Even though it's not on your spread, when I was shuffling, it flew out. It's like, you know, that was one of the first cards that flew out, but I wasn't done shuffling. So I take those cards, those little messages, and I put them back in the deck so I can do a layout. If they repeat themselves, then that's fine. If not, I take it under consideration that it is part of your reading. Okay, guys? So you did get an Ace of Wands while I was meditating and shuffling. All right? So the next card we have here is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is you coming in with, you know, communicating your truth, you know, and coming out and letting people know you're not, you're going to express how you feel about the situation, basically. You're going to walk into your truth. In other words, once you move away and end this negative situation right here with the Death card, you're closing out this karmatic situation you was dealing with. So that means you learned the lesson because of it. All right. And you're moving away to something more calmer, right? But with the Knight of Swords, you're moving into something more true. All right, more true to yourself, more truthful with communication, more honest, more direct, you know, more cut off the edges that you don't want and go straight into what you're trying to do. And with the Knight of Swords, that energy is like either somebody's coming in with a message or you get information, or this is you expressing your truth. But at the end of the day, it's about communication. It's about communicating. Okay, this also can be somebody coming in, like an air sign coming in. You know what I mean? Like once you move into calmer waters, you meet this air sign coming in, or somebody that's very truthful. You know, not necessarily it could be a partner, but it could just be a new friend or somebody that you meet that can be an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini that, you know, you can communicate with and interact with. Okay, guys? You know, it's all about using your head, your mind, you know, the words, the way you think, the way you speak, and your heart, and being true in what you're doing. Either you're meeting somebody like that, or you're gonna be in the position of carrying this energy as yourself into that air energy. You know what I mean? Because of the situation. It could be that you learn how to communicate better. Maybe the previous your previous relationship, or your previous friendship, or even dealing with family members. Maybe it was a little bit negative, and now you finally learned with the karma wheel ending is like you learn now not to be that way, not to be aggressive or not to be pessimistic, but to be more supportive and be more honest and know how to communicate better. So you can be going from the energy of learning things and doing things on your own in order to get clarity, and then, you know, finally releasing the negativity, ending that cycle, and moving into a more harmonious space for yourself, you know, where you can be more truthful and more clear with yourself and others around you. The next card we got is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups, for some of you, you could have ended a third-party situation where you didn't want to deal with nobody else, and that's why you walked away from it. And you're trying to move forward into something more committed, more harmonious, because Swords talks about commitment too, and you could be committing, and talks about more being just and fair in certain ways, you know, with communications too. It's very authoritative, okay? The Knight of Swords can be like that. So maybe you realize that you want to be committed to only one person and walked away from another, you know? Or it can also be that you've learned so much in your life and you need to start trusting yourself, trusting this energy you're carrying now about walking in your truth and clarity, and that you know how to communicate and have confidence in yourself and celebrate the fact that, you've ended that negative cycle and you learned from it, and you're a better person, or, a stronger person coming out of the situation. With the Three of Cups, it talks about, being guided also, not being guided, but being creative and having that extra energy into, you can make things happen. You can create things. A 3 means creation. That means you're creating things, okay? But it also talks, you have the cups, and it talks about your emotion. So for some of you, you need to accept and, celebrate who you are as a person and all the things you've done to accomplish this point in your life. For others of you, it's knowing that, you want to be true to yourself, and you want to walk away from something that's negative and be honest about it. If you're dealing with somebody else, and, you want to just be more honest, so you decide to break away from the negative situation in order to create something more honest and better for yourselves, all right? Now, I did throw some clarifiers underneath these cards, okay, guys? So with the 5 of Coins, the clarifier you got was the 8 of Coins. And the 8 of Coins talks about mastering, putting all the work in and mastering what you're doing. And that's what you was doing in this situation. When you walked away, you was mastering yourself. You was putting stuff to make yourself better. You was working hard for yourself. You was trying to make yourself a more independent person, probably, or more stronger. And, it helped you, change the situation you're letting go of. It's like you worked so hard for something, and you decided to release the negative parts of it and move forward with the positives, okay? Under the Death card, like I said, you got the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands, the one is you're not a new beginning, but it's a new start in something. Maybe you get a new inspiration or no new creative project, and you could have walked away. After you realize that you put a lot of work into one thing and realize that didn't work out the way you want, you probably walked away and decided to start something else for yourself, something more creative, something that was going to satisfy you more, or following your own passion, you know what I mean? Because whatever you've been working on, you worked really hard to complete, and you have been completing. You finally completed the cycle of the negativity, where you could release the negativity and move forward with the lessons you learned with the karma wheel, okay? And with that being said, the clarifier you got for the karma wheel is the same card you got in the beginning, which was the 5 of Coins, which is letting you know that you walked away. You walked away from a situation you no longer was serving you, that could have been negative, detrimental to who you are as a person. So, that's, I give you a lot of kudos and pluses for that, because it's hard to walk away from a negative situation, especially if there's other things influencing it, okay? Because some people are easy, now I'm not saying easy influence, but some situations are hard to walk from because other things affect it. Like, it's hard to walk away from something without losing out on other things, or, hurting other people, things like that. So to walk away from a negative situation and actually be the one that you did walk away, because with the karma wheel, you closed it. You're the one that walked away. I give you a lot of I give you a lot of credit for having that strength, because it's very hard. It's hard for everybody. Let's be realistic. Sometimes we don't want to leave a situation because we get some benefits out of it, or you're scared about not being able to proceed on your own. So it is a hard, when you're in a negative cycle, where especially if there's a repeated negative cycle, because karma, it's about lessons and learning your lessons in life. So if you're in a repeated negative cycle and you just finally released it and let it go, and you closed out at that chapter so you can follow something you're passionate about, or something, you dream about or you want in your life, then, I give a lot of credit to people that do that, because it's a very hard situation when you can't do it and you need support, especially if you're on your own. And with both 5 of Cards coming out, said to me, you're actually walking away on your own. You're doing the walking away. You don't want to deal with other people. You want to make these things happen for yourself, okay? You're starting things for yourself that better serves you. All right, for the 6 of Swords, we did get the 4 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands talks about you moving, with the 6 of Swords, talks about you're moving. And then with the 4, it says you're moving to a new home. So you're probably separating from somebody, okay? Or finding a better way to build and ground and make a stable foundation, okay? But the 4 of Wands talks about home, or it could talk about a celebration, like a committed, like a wedding or something. But in this reading, it talks about you walking away, you moving away. You're moving into a new home. You're moving away from people. You could be just literally moving. All right, just decided to move from an area that's negative and bad, and you decided to move. For others of you, you are rebuilding who you are. Once you let go of this negative situation, you're going to rebuild you. Okay? And you're going to rebuild yourself to be that Knight of Swords. And you have to take those lessons and have confidence that you are doing what you have to do. And, give yourself credit for, celebrate yourself. Go out and celebrate who you are, who you become, that strength, that person that knew how to walk away, because it's hard. All right? For the Knight of Swords, you got the Knight of Wands. Okay? So not only are you moving away, you're taking action and you're communicating everything that you're trying to do right now. You're being truthful. You're following your heart. You're following your passion. You're following your truth. So, or there can be somebody coming in, like a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius coming into your life. You know what I mean? And might be a good friend, You might get communications from this Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius coming in the picture. And they might be something you have been looking for in your life. Not only that, with that card coming out saying that there's somebody else involved, can talk about you going out having drinks with somebody, all right? Celebrating. Or maybe you're getting, you and your friends are, your friends, and you are celebrating your singleness, your independence from this negative situation you had to close. And then to clarify for that is the Three of Swords. Like I said earlier, it's hard to walk away from things without feeling like you lost something or you hurt somebody, or even if somebody hurt you, okay? So it's telling you to have the confidence and celebrate yourself, because even though you feel a little bit of pain or you feel like you hurt somebody when you walked away, it's okay, because you're doing it for your higher good. You're doing it for your higher best. And that's so important for you to understand that this Three of Swords is not all about somebody breaking your heart. It can be just hurt feelings, or moving away from a hurtful situation, and having the strength to know that once again, it's creative. It's creating a new outcome for yourself, because it's a 3. These cards both are 3s. All right, they're telling you, you was creating or it can also be telling you that at one point you created that type of pain for yourself. Like you was letting it happen to you, and you finally decided to put your game on it and walk out that situation that you was creating that was really negative, bringing you negativity. And either you had help from a Leo, like that strength Leo, somebody was supporting you. It could be a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, or that's just you taking on the energy of taking action and doing what you got to do to move away from that negative situation, especially if you're moving into a new home, okay? So if you decide to move and you took this action, don't wallow on the things that are lost or the things you can't get back, because sometimes things lost is making room for better things in your life, is so you can gain something better, especially when it comes to the divine. The divine makes sure that we understand, that it's not just a easy let's switch lanes. You have to go through a process, and some things are meant for you and some things aren't. And when we realize those, we can make things easier for ourselves. Yeah, so it's really not easy. I had to stop the video again, guys, just in case you see the glitch in it. But yeah, it's not easy moving away from something, that was negative once in your life, and you're bringing more positiveness in. And sometimes we do take those hurt feelings, and we kind of, it's hard to move on when we feel like we're hurting somebody else because we walked away, or somebody hurts us because they walk away. But also, some people don't know how to walk away because they feel as though they're going to lose out the benefits, or they scared to be by themselves, or there's a lot of many situations out here. But, understand that right now you have an open door. You have an open opportunity to create something new for yourself. All right? You can find new inspiration to create something new for yourself. You should really follow your passion, my Tauruses, because right now you're in a point where you can have something fresh. If you just recently closed out a cycle and you ended a negative situation in your life and you're opening new doors and opportunities, you're making room for better things. You're making room for more blessings. You're making room for the things that you need in your life right now that serves you good if you release the stuff that do not serve you good any longer. Okay? All right, so for my Tauruses, this reading was a little bit faster than my other ones, but I did take out an outcome card for you. And you know what? I'm not, yo, I don't want to cuss, but this is so ironic, okay? This is a lot of changing going on in your life, all right? And I want to show you this. This is right here. It's called the Five of Ariel. The Five of Ariel is also the Five of Coins in all three decks. So all three of my decks came out with the Five of Coins, okay? The Five of Pentacles. That's all three of these cards mean the same thing, all right? All three of them. So that means that this is a 555, okay? This is a divine message, all right? Listen to me, guys. Change is happening in your life right now, all right? And I want you to do things gracefully and, you know, not wallow on the hurt or the things that are being lost from it, because this change is necessary. Like I said, you closed out this cycle and it's over. Whatever was in the past stays in the past. You're moving forward into a new direction, into a new cycle. There's no reason to even stress what happened. Let it go, okay? This is a very strong message about change, all right? About doing things for yourself and following your own passion and your own inspirations, all right? And I'm going to read the message in the bottom so you can see what it says. It says, you needn't go through your current challenges alone. Help is nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. Like I said, you could have been causing yourself this type of pain, okay? And you decided to finally walk away into something that's more relaxing, more better for you, all right? Because I said that with this card down here, that you could have been, you know what I mean, with the... You yourself could have been causing the hurt in your life, all right? So just know that, you know... You've made a very bold move. Let me put it like that. You have a very bold move going on right here, where you just walked away. You just realized that you can't do something no more. Like, you finally hit that rock bottom and you're like, I can't do this no more. I'm done. I'm doing my own thing. I'm walking away and I can't keep doing it to myself. I know, you see, you know your truth. See, that energy of the Knight of Swords talks about you knowing your truth and clarity. You knowing that that is no longer good for you. All right? And realizing that you have to move away. You have to go off on your own and do your own thing. That you cannot linger in whatever situation that is anymore. Whether it's a job, okay? Hear me out, Taurus. Whether it's a job, if you're working at a job that's very negative, you need to go and find a new job. If it's a family situation and things aren't getting along, I'm going to tell you what. I hate the word divorce. I hate separation, okay? Especially if you have a family. But sometimes people become better friends and a better parents when they're not with the other parent, because they learn how to be distant and how to communicate easier than living in the same household, having problems, fighting. And you can't raise kids like that, because if you're not happy, they're not happy, okay, guys? So even though as much as I hate divorce and separations, just know sometimes it is for the higher good for the family, okay? But not for everybody, just for the family, for some people. If it's, like I said, if you was dealing with a Scorpio and you decided to break up with that Scorpio and end that relationship, guys, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about hurting their feelings. Even if your feelings are hurt, try not to wallow in them, because the change is necessary. It needs to be done now. This change is calling for you now. So for April 2018, my Tauruses, embrace the change. Embrace the change. Deal with it gracefully. You know the lessons you learned. This is a karmic relationship you was dealing with, whether it's a family, a person, a job. It was a karmic. That means there was lessons that had to be learned through it. And now it's time to let it go and start something fresh, a new inspiration, okay? A new creative project, something new, passionate, more truthful for yourself, all right? But overall, your message is, it's time to walk away. It's time to let go and walk away of whatever you've been holding on to for so long, all right? That's been causing you emotional stress, or making, putting yourself in a hurt position, a detrimental position where it could affect you in the future, because you know that it's no longer good for you. It no longer serves you, okay, guys? And when you know something, I understand if you don't know, but if you know it and you still in it, you're doing it to yourself. That's what it is, all right? So that's all I have for you, my dear Tauruses. I hope that y'all make the right decisions in your life right now and embrace the change, because it is necessary, and move forward. Even with hurt feelings, sometimes it's necessary to move forward and learn how to understand those negative thoughts in your mind and communicate how you feel with other people about no longer tolerating that type of situations in your life, okay? So as always, I love and respect who you are in this world. Namaste. Thank you.